Hello and welcome to another episode of Smashi Sports podcast show. My name is Hesham, joined my beloved friend Cairo.
Hello,
Hi
how are
Cairo,
you?
how are you?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
It's been a busy weekend.
Busy last 2 weeks.
Last 3 weeks. Hopefully this
Q4.
weekend a little bit more chilled out.
Yeah.
But it's good. How's your weekend?
Yeah, so far so good. We had the Dofa tournament first week streamed on Smashi TV. Crazy 12 games. Top academies such as Dubai Irish, La Liga. Very, very good game, very competitive league. Hopefully you can watch it on Smashi TV. We were just preparing for this tournament. Hopefully you guys can check all the games and highlights on Smashi TV.
And I was at the NBA Abu Dhabi Games 2024 watching the Nuggets versus Boston.
How's that game? How's that game for you? We'll get to that later. But
We'll get to it later. But yeah, it was good, man. I think like I said, the environment's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good game. Richard was there.
No.
He enjoyed himself.
Yeah.
Me and May was there. We had fun. Leno was there. It was fun. And then I met some people that I knew at the courtside.
Augustus gang was there.
Augustus gang was there. Some other people were there. It was good, man. It was a good vibe. I think that was the last game for, I think, 2024.
Yeah.
For the NBA's campaign out here. But yeah, it was really good, man.
Let's move on to that later. Let's move on with international breaks coming up. All the leagues have been paused for the next 2 weeks. As you know, the World Cup qualifications will be starting. UAE will be kicking off their second game of the qualification on the 10th of October, heading up in 3 days. We'll play against North Korea, and that is a very good team, and that's gonna be their home game in UAE, and then after by 5 days they're gonna fly to Uzbekistan to play their second game. Their group A, they rank on the third level after playing 2 games, losing a game and winning a game. They have Iran on top of them with almost 6 points. So just like Uzbekistan and Iran, these are the 2 teams that will play against UAE, and they are on top of UAE. So that's a very good chance for UAE. If they win those 2 games in a row, they're going to be leading Group A.
Nice.
And the World Cup is the World Cup. That's what we all looking forward to.
Yeah, we love seeing a national team play, so we can see the best of the best in the country and versus the best of the best in other countries and see who comes out on top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's to be fair. The next World Cup is gonna be a little bit crazy because it's gonna be between Canada, Mexico, and United States.
Yeah.
So the vibes in especially in Mexico,
I know I'm trying to go to all 3, man.
the league, the Mexican league isn't that strong enough, but the fans are just crazy there.
Yeah.
I love those Mexican vibe.
I told you, man. For us here in the national team, I just want to see the drums.
Yeah.
I just need to see the drums. I just need to see the vibe. And what's funny is you always kind of come back watching these games and kind of seeing players that you just kind of oh, who's that? Especially with us having new players come and go. It's always nice to see how they play as a national team, because it's different when they play in their local clubs versus when they play on the national level. They have to just adjust to everyone's skill set. It's the best of the best in the team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always interesting games to watch.
It's also going to be a very good, important win. I think after losing 1 game and drawing a game, the next 2 games that they have will be very important. Also, they won Iran last game 1-0, and as I mentioned, Iran is the second group with 6 points with Uzbekistan. And yeah, to be fair, a lot of I'm sure the whole UAE wants to see UAE participate in the World Cup, especially. They only participated 1 time in 1990, and they lost all 3 games. So I think it's a big opportunity for them to step and have a proper generation just moving up and getting a good rank. And you saw Morocco in the last World Cup.
And Morocco had a crazy support system. everyone that was there just wanting to see Morocco go as far as they could. You know, because it wasn't just about, like, for us, it wasn't because we were from the same country, but it's because it was a Muslim country playing, so we felt connected in that way. And now, you know, if the UAE ever make it to that kind of level, then for us we'll feel connected because it's the country that we live in.
Yeah, I totally agree. About to be fair, when you see the teams that are participating in the qualifications, like you have, let me just give you a quick run on the groups. You have Group A: Uzbekistan, Iran, UAE, North Korea, Qatar, and Qatar played 2 games. They only drew 1 game with 1 point. You know, I think fans were expecting more of them, especially after the performance they did in the World Cup and also in the Arabian tournament that they won against Jordan in the finals, 3-1. So big national team. Group B, you have Jordan, South Korea, Iraq, Kuwait, Palestine, Oman. Group C, you have Japan, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Indonesia, Australia, and China. So all of those nationalities are like very good teams. They have very good players. And from that, we'll move on to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia lost game against China. That was held last month. They were missing 1 player that got a red card, and they won China 2-1. Very, very good numbers for them. They're ranking the 2nd place, 2 games. They won a game and they lost a game. Top of them, Japan, 2 games with 2 wins. And their next game on the 10th also is going to be against Japan. So if they win this game, they're going to be leading the group themselves. And, you know, Saudi doesn't really perform well in World Cups, but each World Cup they participate in, they win a game in the group stage. They made a huge impact. They say that they were the golden charm for Messi and Argentina in the last World Cup, because the first game Saudi won Argentina 2-1, and that's why the Argentinian team took it over and made their way to the final and win. They have their 2nd game against Bahrain. Bahrain actually is a very quite strong team that no one really talks about, but they have a very solid, strong team. They have very quite good players that play in Saudi League and UAE League. So yeah, how can you see Saudi's opportunities in qualification? And like, I'm sure that they'll be one of the countries who will qualify, because their team and their experience with the, like, you know, the World Cup. Every World Cup they're there, they're scoring goals. They're making like, they don't make it out of the group stage, but like they make a stamp. You know, they're improving time by time. So how do you look upon that for them?
I think maybe like with Saudi, I think having all these star players in their country is helping them improve their gameplay, improve their skill set, and get a lot better on the field. So I think it's kind of like, I think we will be watching and we can see how fast they go. I'm not sure how far they will go, but yeah, it will be interesting to see like how they have been shaped over the last year or so.
Yeah. Really wishing the luck to UAE and Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, all those teams in the GCC. They have very good potentials. They develop up the players. Let's be moving on to our second story. Dubai basketball fall to the first ABA league defeat.
Yeah.
How do you see that?
I watched the game. It was really close. I think they lost. They lost by 3 points. Really, one 3-pointer from outside the circle could have at least had them draw. But you know what's interesting? Nicola came to watch the game. He watched the game. He used to play for that team, Mega BG, a Serbian team. So he used to play for that team. So he was there. He was front row watching the Dubai team. It was nice to see eyes from big players come and watch the game. I think this league is interesting because for me it's a new league that I'm keeping an eye on right now for me. And the fact that they're playing at Coca-Cola Arena just shows like, you know, where we are going with basketball over here. But yeah, man, the team played well. The team played really well. They had some good points in there.
You watched the game from stadium?
Yeah, I watched the replay.
Oh yeah, it's Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai, like in front of 4,000 fans.
Yeah,
crazy atmosphere. To be fair, just 3 points in it. It was just like,
that was it. That's what I'm saying. Only 3 points. It was close. You know, they've been winning all the games so far. I just caught up on them, and for them to have their first loss, it's not a bad thing. I mean, the Mega did play. You know, they were very close, neck on neck. Mega did end up winning by a 3-pointer, but I think it's exciting, man. I think Dubai's teams in Dubai are getting really, really good to watch. You know, they are becoming more entertaining. They are becoming a bit more skillful. They know how to work the floor. They know how to work as a team. And look, I mean, this league is exciting, man. I think it's. I wish I saw it from the start, and I wish I went and got tickets to go. But hopefully for the next one on the 20th, I think they're playing on the 20th of October. I'm gonna buy some tickets to go watch that. Now that the NBA stuff is done, and work stuff hopefully calms down, we can go watch that game. But yeah, it's looking good, man. And the whole atmosphere looked really good. It looks fun. I saw some snaps of people that I know that went there. It just looked, the atmosphere looked good.
Yeah, and also to our fans, soon, hopefully in the right time, when there is an allowance for players to participate in an interview meeting, for sure we'll have a UAE basketball international player with us in studio today being interviewed by the basketball professional Khair Rahman.
But we did, you know what's great? Obviously, we interviewed Marcus Camby.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
But Lena got to interview Derek Fisher, and it was a good interview. So maybe we can stitch that in as well to our interviews, because it was a good interview. He's a legend in the game, so it was nice. So the Smashi Sports podcast is slowly getting up there. Even though sports was a bit slow this weekend. This week, hopefully, we'll pick it up. Got some exciting games coming up.
International breaks
the
are crazy.
The UAE seasons are starting now.
Yeah, international breaks are very crazy.
Yeah.
To be fair. Also, you had the Precision playing on Friday night against Elite Falcons. Unlucky, they lost 3-2. Crazy game, you know. First half, it was 2-1 to Precision. 2-1. Second half, 3-2. So, it was a crazy game. But it's one of those games that, you don't want it to end. You don't want to hear the whistle of the referee. Obviously, we wanted Precision to make a better score, but, it's still the second game. They had the game cancelled last week for them. It's the second game for them. Just, step by step, especially after signing top players right now. I'm sure time by time the team will get together again. And hopefully we watch against their next game against Al Ittefaq home, because we stream their games at home. So their next game against Al Ittefaq on the 18th of October. That's almost 11 days to go. 11 days. I'm just counting on my birthday because I'm 17. The game is 18.
10 days.
You're going to kick me out because of my birthday. Very, very exciting games. We had a crossover for the weekend, and also for the volleyball. Volleyball, there's this big game, Shabab Al-Ahli versus Al-Nasr. Shabab Al-Ahli makes a big gap, Al-Nasr follows them. Shabab Al-Ahli makes a gap, and then Al-Nasr follows them. It was a very, very tough game, big game. It was also commentated by our special commentary, Omar Taimur. So most of our games are with commentary. So download Smashi TV so you can watch all those games, watch highlights for all your favorite sports, and watch your players and favorite teams.
Nice.
That's what we had mainly for today.
Don't forget about the NBA in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, yeah. Tell me how that. Yeah, because we spoke about this and then it's like we leave it to the end.
Yeah.
But how's that for you?
That was good, man. I think the national when the national team of the USA came, that was exciting.
Okay.
That was all the best players. You're never gonna see that in your life again. LeBron James, Steph Curry, KD. You're not gonna see those players play together ever again. Right.
Do you know, I really want to watch Steph Curry. You know why? Because, when he does those crazy things on the line, and then when he shoots, I want to turn my back and go like this.
I know, before he goes in as well.
Before he does it, I just turn my back and just go like this. You know that one, right?
He knows, because he knows.
Give it my back and just go like this.
Just give him the free.
Yeah.
No, honestly, that period was great. So I wasn't sure how the hype will be here. Because even though Boston won the season last season, I wasn't sure if people really care about these teams. Everyone cares about the teams where LeBron James playing at, Steph Curry's playing out, KD's playing out. Like people really care about when it comes to international stuff. But to be fair, like when we went yesterday, it was great vibes, man. Tatum was there, like shooting it from wherever he wanted. Westbrook was there. It was just like you know what was fun though. Like I said, like it was nice to see like everyone there that I didn't think would like basketball. There was people that I saw on court side, which I was on court side, but happened to just bump into on court side, and they were just like really enjoying it, which makes me, which is like I was saying to you last week, is like people go and see these games in person, really like the atmosphere, really like the game, and because NBA is now going to be gone, for example, for them to get that vibe again, they're going to have to come and watch the UAE games, the basketball games happening here, which is why I think we need to start encouraging like fans to turn up. We need fans to turn up because fans is what make the game fun. Fans is what make the game exciting.
I agree.
We need the fans to turn up. We need everyone to just come together and just support the team because we have great players here.
The sport at the end belongs to the fans. The club belongs to the fans, and the player also belongs to the fans.
Yeah, and like without the fans, obviously the game can't happen. But also, without the game, there's no reason for a fan. But I just think we need to start building a culture in the UAE of fan building, getting more involved with the sports, even if we have to do showcases, even if we have to start having players on for interviews on podcasts like this. I think we just need to start building the culture around sports in this country because we have great players, man. We have such great players that don't know what to do with themselves offline.
Yeah.
I mean, off the court, they don't know what to do themselves.
Yeah.
Other than play, they don't really know how to do social media. They don't know where to go and promote themselves. The team's not sure what to do because the teams are really focusing on building the players.
Yeah.
So like
building the club also.
Building the club as well. So like they need people like us, like a podcast like this, to help bring. But also, I think the fans need to start showing up, man.
To be fair, yeah, that's I told you because especially just give my experience in Egypt when the revolution happened, they stopped the fans going, and this mayor accident happened in Bursaid, and you have 72 people passed away due to the problems happened from Al Ahly team, and then we had no fans in stadiums for almost 10 years. It didn't have a taste. The league went down. Even the players, you're playing without fans, so when you participate in an African game away and then you see like 40,000-50,000 people in your stadium, you freak out because you're not used to it. Also just I agree with what you're saying, adding that a special shout out to the fans because the sport will never be built without having a fan.
Yeah. And even if you look at like the Premier League, for example, or even like any football league in general, the fans fill up the stadium, which means they make an X amount of money.
Yeah.
Plus they get sponsorship from brands, which means they're also getting money. Money's flowing because people are coming to watch. So many eyes are on there. I think clubs in this country, the federation, the clubs, the players need to start thinking about how to work alongside media brands like us to help push the sport.
The sport and the league itself.
Because they do have fans here. The fans, they just need to make a fan, right? Like how do you make a fan is by connecting with them. And they need to start connecting with the fans to build a fan base, and then that fan base will help fill up the stadiums, and filling up the stadium will help bring more brands and eyes onto the sport. Then you have brands like Smashi TV, Smashi Podcast that are already streaming these. We already believe in them early. Like we're not focusing on Division 1, 2 or anything like that. We're focusing on Division 3. We're focusing on the smaller leagues. We're focusing on the sports that doesn't get spoke about the most because we know like we
want to fill that gap,
right?
Yeah.
And Smashi TV is doing that. But I think it's time that clubs and players and the federation, like we all just work together to create a synergy and build the sport in this country.
Yeah, I agree. But fan can change anything. People change everything regarding sponsor tickets, advertising, and when you see that, as you just mentioned, like in the Premier League or any other team, like some people go watch their teams. They know they're not even gonna make it from the top 10 teams, so they're just going to support their team, not to go to the second division.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go support you, not to fall. Not to win, not to fall. So you see every game, Saturday or Sunday morning, you see the stadium is full.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying.
So yeah, I strongly agree with what you're saying, and I hope.
And I've seen it firsthand. Like my nan in the UK, she lives in Luton, and she lives right in front of Luton Stadium.
Yeah.
no one really like. You would think no one cares about Luton FC,
Yeah.
right? But
They do.
their fans are like storming to go to the stadium. They buying those tickets. They go in there. It's a hometown, you know. They built that kind of fan base. People are proud to be from that place, and they build that. And I know basketball and futsal and handball are not like basketball, but we can. It's still the same theory. Like, you know, build a fan, grow a fan base, create star players, create star
Yeah.
clubs, create competition. People love competition. Create the talk, the chit chat. Collaborate with media brands, collaborate with brands in general, and just like build that hype. You know,
Yeah.
I think the ABA League is doing something similar. Like ABA League is just like came out of nowhere. Coca Arena, Dubai is a team.
Let's go.
So it's like, yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're playing against international teams. So it's great. And I think that's the kind of
That's
thing
how
we
you be
need.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's time. I think it's time that we take sports serious in this country where as fans and as viewers and just go and have fun, man.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Such encouraging words from you. I feel motivated right now.
Yeah.
To be fair, I feel so. I'm getting a ticket tomorrow. You
I'm
know.
telling you, because I went to the Boston and Nuggets game yesterday, and I was just like, imagine if we can do this here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And imagine if it
Imagine
was
you have that
because-
every week.
every week, and imagine it's because of
Doesn't have
brands
to
like
be every
Smashi.
day, every game, but every week.
Right? And then like these players, imagine seeing these players and like, because they come from where you come from, you know, they come from the same school that you might have went to. They play in the same court you play in. They hang around in the same place you hang around. There's already like a sense of connection with them, you know.
Yeah.
You already have that connection, and now like build on that. So
I think with the upcoming generation, seeing such things trying to improve, look. To be fair, sooner or later it's gonna happen.
yeah,
But what we're pushing for is just to happen as soon as possible.
yeah,
Because you want to live it, you know. But how Dubai Sports Council, Abu Dhabi Sports Council, Sharjah Sports Council, how the Sports Council thinks about the federations and the team across all sports, you know, and even like the federation, football, handball,
Yeah.
basketball, all the federations, they have the vision, they have the ability. They're trying to build on that sport and just making it better and better and better, you know. So it's gonna happen. I'm sure sooner or later it will happen, and you'll see that community happening around the sport itself, because the community builds the fan base, and then when you have a fan base, you have people in the stadium.
and you make money.
So yeah,
You know, and
but-
the money you reinvest into
so-
the club and you grow
yeah.
it.
So if there's no community, there's no fan base, there's no fans in the stadium. You know, so I think that's what they're trying to work on right now, and actually, numbers are just growing slowly, but hopefully one day it will, you know,
Yeah.
boom.
And trust me, man. I think trust the media brands, partnership with media brands, get your name out there, get the word out there. It's just enjoy it. Like I'm telling you, man. The only reason why I like Shabab Al Ahly so much is because when I watched them for the first time, my instant connection was with the three brothers, and then I see the little one play, Hamid. He was like it was so good, yeah, so good to the point where I was like, yo, he's dunking it, he's doing things that like you'd expect to see
Yeah.
on the NBA games,
Yeah.
and then I'd see the players that they play against. I'm like, imagine like all his clips was shown on these sports channels.
Or imagine him performing in front of at least 4,000,
Right.
1,000.
And just seeing it, I seen on
Huge.
people's Snapchat and seeing people's Instagram stories, seeing it on Smashi Sports and all this stuff. Imagine seeing that, you're like, oh my god, I need to go see him. There you go. You build a fan, and that's why I think clubs need to start working with media brands in partnership to help just bring more eyes to the game. Because, like I said, and I keep saying, man, they got talented players. I think these players need to be seen, but they just don't know what to do with themselves off the court. You
Yeah.
know, in terms of promotion, marketing, and just building a fan base. So I think it'll be great for sports in general moving forward. I think with this season, we are doing as much as we can to help them, and also to enjoy the sport. So
Yeah.
let's see how things go after this season.
And adding on Cairo, we would send a clear shout out message to all the players in all sports that Smashi Sports Podcast show is your platform.
Is your
If you feel like you want to come here, discuss or speak about your sports, speak out to the fans, this is your platform. You can reach out to us, and you're most welcome to come anytime and just give out message to the people. Because I feel like also when they speak and you hear from them, telling people to come and cheer them and watch them.
Yeah.
That's how you. At the end, it's for the national team,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
each sport, because each sport have a national team. You know, any sport in the world, it has a national team.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
yeah.
if it's individual, not a team game. You know, so at the end, it's for UAE and for UAE medals and records and participation in Olympics and big tournaments. You know,
Right.
so yeah. Again, thank you, Cairo. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
having
Sham.
you
It was
today.
great to chat to you. I know it's
Hopefully-
a little quiet, but it was fun, man.
Yeah, deep convo. I really love
Tell
it.
them where they
It moved me
can.
inside,
Yeah,
to
we
be
keep doing
fair.
that.
Huh?
We keep going into a tangent at the end.
Yeah, like to be fair, it moved me. Thank you for listening to us. Please tune in to the Smashi TV if you want to watch the full episode, audio, video, and listen to us on your favorite podcast platform, Anghami, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Google Podcast. You can always watch the cut of the show on Smashi TV and on Instagram. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you, Cairo, again.
Thank you for listening.
This was Smashi Sports Podcast Show, a Smashi Sport production, a part of Augustus Media Network podcast.
Nice.
You like that? Nice.
That was really nice.